Alright guys, it's Guzman here for Guzman's Random Review, and our host today is Honest One's Garage here in Northern Virginia, Alexandria. So if you're ever in the area, look these guys up, Honest Ones. They're great. If you ever need oil change, tire rotation, and whatnot, anything for your car, come out to these guys. These guys are great. So today, we got the WRX 2016 with the CVT, and I'm installing the Perrin BOV and the GrimmSpeed electronic boost controller. We're gonna take out those stock parts and put on some aftermarket and have this sucker driving a lot better with some throttle, with some better throttle response. You saw the open box video. If you haven't, check it out. And also, this video is sponsored by New Provision Racing. So make sure to watch this video all the way through, because somewhere in this video, I'm gonna put out that code so you can get a discount from New Provision Racing. They're sponsoring this video, so check them out. They're great guys. I already got a friend out there who made some orders, and they are super quick on their shipping. So thanks to you guys out there. Thanks for getting me the parts so that we can hook this car up. All right, so let's get started on this build.
Is that a GoPro?
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, it works. This is how we get the bird's eye view. Go to the pro.
Special.
So you gotta take off the fan electronics, the fan connector here. This is the part I hate the most. I can't work under these conditions. This is unprofessional. People smoking in the garage. It's force. I don't know, I quit. All right, now we got to lift it up, so we're gonna take off some of this plastic. We're gonna take this skid plate off, and then we're gonna get right to where the charge pipe is and the turbo inlet, and get that BOV and GrimmSpeed electronic boost controller on there. So let's stop talking and get to work, right? Okay, and here we go. Let's get some more stuff out. So we're gonna take off this bolt here, this bolt here, this here, this here. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll cover this area. Done. Easy, right? So now I gotta get the cold air intake loose, get this off and push back. Then here's the turbo inlet part, and then I gotta get all these little hoses off of it, and I can see my stock BOV and my stock boost controller. So yeah, there we go. I love plastic clips. They're like perfect for every little pain in the butt thing you want to do. Just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See that little area right there? With this little clip right here. Let me see here. Oh, there it is. There you can see it right there. Comes out. It's really hard to pull. It's right here on the side. Here's your, all right, so this is your factory BOV. This is your factory boost control solenoid. So we got this part loosened up. We took all these hoses off. There's another hose, I believe, on the back side, but we got the main hoses off. We got the blow-off valve hose taken off, and I believe that's it for right now. There we go. See? Bam, done. So here you go. You got your control, booster control, stock boost controller, and you got your plastic BOV right here. This is all stock. You want to make sure that's in there and that's good. And then I'll show you what the turbo looks like. There's your turbo. Pretty cool shot there. Without, let me see if I can protect you from, there we go. Now you can see it without all that glare. Little light there. All right, so now we're gonna get to our turbo inlet area. And by the way, I'm gonna clean all this stuff up when I put this back on. but I'm gonna put the turbo inlet hose together with all of our Perrin stuff. Awesome. So basically just want to show you guys here. Pretty simple. And you just pry this sucker off and take a minute. They say it's supposed to just come off, but might be a little stubborn. And this is hard plastic, which is why it took a little bit. So there you go. It's cold right now. It's like, I don't know, in the 50s. So all this plastic is gonna be hard frozen type stuff. So anyway, there you go. So that's gonna go like that. So we want it in the same orientation. And we just pop that sucker in there in place. See how easy that is like so technically hard. I should charge. And this is already preset. Again, I have the CVT, which is automatic, so I don't need to adjust it or anything. I think it's fine the way it is. They said it have it set for 95% of the market, stuff like that. Either way, if you got an aftermarket turbo, you're a manual guy. If you have a manual, you may want to make adjustments depending on your track runs and stuff like that. So just you know, pay attention to what you're doing and you're good. So now let's move on to the electronic control booster, which we have here. And we got some hose. Here it is. Can I get a knife? All right, here we go. I just unscrewed these two screws, and this electronic control booster, or this boost controller, is coming off. There we go. And you want to keep all these parts. You don't want to throw this away. So here's the GrimmSpeed electronic control booster. Comes all assembled and everything. We're good to go. All I have to do is pop this sucker on, just like that. And by the way, you have to loosen it. If you're doing the same thing I'm doing, you have to loosen this up. You know, don't screw it up right away. Screw it in right away so that you can get to the screws. I made that mistake. All I did was just unscrew it. No big deal. Okay. So there's that. Make sure this goes into place. And make sure that goes in there. There we go. Got it right. Now, need the factory or the screws that came with this. Don't need to do any crazy man tightening. Just leave it the way it is. It's good. It's good. All right. So there we go. We got our. There you go. Look at that. That looks track day ready, right? Right. Alright guys, I forgot to mention that when you're disconnecting all this, this is the part that goes between your electronic control booster, your factory one, and it's all into one hose. Now you're going to take this whole thing apart, and you're going to have a hose that comes with the GrimmSpeed EBC. And what's going to happen is I'll show you, you're going to cut and measure to turn it into two hoses. So you're going to have one that goes here, and you're going to have one that goes here. So here's the opening side so you guys can see it, and let's get going. Just like I said with the BOV, you want that loosened up so you can turn a little bit. I'm gonna need to turn mine a little bit. And what's up? I got this wrong? Nice. He's gonna make me look like I'm in a music video. There's a hose that goes to your BOV, and Perrin is supplied the extended hose with the little plastic piece that goes with it. These parts are easy to, this part right here can just clamp right on there with no problem. Slide right in there with no problem is what I mean. And then, let's see here, my aftermarket Perrin housing and all that stuff, I want to make sure that's tight and in the right spot. Feels good. All right, that feels good with the charge pipe, so that's there. So I'm just going to tighten those parts up and move on to the next part. All right, guys, for the BOV, like I said, there's a factory hose that reached the stock BOV. This is your Perrin extended one, and then it came with this little plastic loop to extend it. So you're basically going to put in, or you're going to put in the Perrin hose connected to that, and then you're going to attach this to the factory hoses there to extend it, and then boom, right into the Perrin hose here. So, or the Perrin BOV. So let's do that now. All right, guys. So now I've connected the BOV hose that's here. I've put these hoses back in, I put this hose down, and I've also put the clip back on it. I wanted to make sure that everything is in its right spot and this is sturdy. Screwed it back onto the turbo. So I'll put this back on, but first I'm going to finish up on the electronic boost controller by putting the hoses into its right places. And really, we're just pretty much maybe like 10-15 minutes away from being done after checking all this stuff. All right, so here's the first hose, and again, GrimmSpeed gives you enough hose to pretty much modify however you want this to cut. You got plenty of length. I think it was about 2 feet. So we're good there. We're gonna put this onto it. Boom. And then I'm gonna give myself enough length to where it's good. It's not pinching or crimping or anything like that. So I'm gonna do that. Pop that in there and we should be good. All right, so simple hose cutter right here. You can use a regular razor or something like that. But let's see here. I wanna make sure I'm good. Give myself a little bit more space. All right. Pop that in there. Fits perfectly, and then I have those zip ties that'll pinch these down, and they'll be good to go. All right, so all the hard stuff is done. I've got the BOV installed. I've got the EDC involved, the electronic control boost controller. I've got all the hoses crimped in, tight and everything, measured out. Cold air intake is already pulled in. Now all I'm gonna do is put the skid plate back on and then the plastic shield, and this is all done. By the way, guess what? It's time for that code. So you're gonna see the code here, and when you go to newprovisionracing.com, make sure you enter the code after you filled in your cart and everything for a special discount, all right? So thanks to newprovisionracing.com. Those guys are the ones that are sponsoring this video, and time to put this back up and then drive on. And then don't forget, you also got to get a tune for that control booster, all right? Not so much for the BOV, but definitely for that GrimmSpeed boost controller. You want to get a tune for that. So yeah. All right, guys, so everything is installed. I'm gonna turn it on, make sure that everything is sealed, and I'm gonna drive it back and get a tune. Not gonna push it hard because I need that tune. So I wanna thank Honest Ones Auto here in Alexandria, Northern Virginia for hosting this install, so I appreciate that. If you guys are in the Northern Virginia, Alexandria area, look them up if you need your car worked on. Also, newprovisionracing.com. Check those guys out. Those are the guys that are sponsoring this video. Again, use that coupon code so you can get a deal. Fill up that cart and then send them that code, and you should get a sweet deal on a discount for watching this video. I'm Guzman for Random's Review, and that was your install. So see you guys later.